guys, it's Kristen and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing an empties video for all of my empties for the month of November. For this video I'm going to go ahead and start off with showing you guys some of my hand sanitizer, or the one hand sanitizer that I finished this month, as well as the hand soaps and the wallflower refills, and then we will get into the 3-wick candles and single wick candles. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first hand soap I went through this month was the Pineapple Prosecco. It has fragrance notes of sparkling pineapple, bubbly Prosecco, and white nectarine. I was obsessed with this really pretty yellow packaging. It's like a pastel yellow, and I just love like this simple packaging with like the nice design. I totally blanked on what the name of it is, or Faceted just came to me. The Faceted collections, I always just think it has like a nice fancy touch, but it's also very simple at the same time. This one's one of my favorites for spring, so I went through that one. It's very fruity and citrusy, so I would highly recommend if those are the kind of fragrances that you like. I went through a Black Cherry Merlot hand soap in the foaming. This one is really nice. It has fragrance notes of dark cherry, black raspberry, and Merlot. This one is one of my favorites in the hand soap. When I first started purchasing Bath and Bodyworks, this one was my go-to. It was a family favorite of ours. It just smells so nice and fruity, and it's just delicious all around. I think my favorite form of the Black Cherry Merlot fragrance is in the hand soaps. And finally, for my hand soaps for this month, we use the Blueberry Bellini. This one has fragrance notes of wild blueberry, bright citrus, and sparkling Prosecco. This one is so nice. Like, I just love blueberry. I think it's a really nice note. It's not too strong, but definitely I would recommend it being more of like a spring or summer fragrance, but this one I love. And the packaging is adorable too, with those cute little blueberries on it. Can't go wrong with that, and the really pretty blue color. Moving on to the sanitizer that I went through, I finished off the Champagne Apple and Honey. This one was actually a sanitizer, or a moisturizing sanitizer that I received as a gratis while I was still working at Bath and Bodyworks. I think this was when they first came out with, or no, it wasn't. I think it was the year after they came out with the moisturizing sanitizers. Really nice. I do like it. You can definitely feel a difference compared to the regular pocket backs. It's definitely not as drying. However, I will say there is like a little bit of a residue that gets left when you are using this as you pump. Sometimes if it's been a couple of days since you've used it and you pump it on your hands, it does leave like a little bit of a sticky, like, I don't know, like a sticky texture of like the dried moisturizing sanitizer. I think you can kind of even see inside this one maybe like a little bit of the sticky residue that got left over, but I mean, other than that, it smells amazing. The texture is great, and it is a lot more moisturizing than the gels. I'm super sad that they did take these away because I really like to have the pumps for my desk while at work. And for body care, the only thing I was able to get through this month was the moisturizing body cream. I finished off my iced lemon pound cake. I finished the spray last month, and this month I was finally able to get through the creams. For some reason, it usually takes me a little bit longer to go through the creams than the sprays, which I know it's usually opposite for most people, but I was obsessed with this fragrance. The notes were sugary glazed icing, pure lemon zest, and fluffy pound cake. This one, I've talked about it so many times on my channel before, but it is truly one of my favorites. It's got a nice blend of that citrus and sweet gourmand type fragrance to it. For my wallflower refills, I went through, let's see, 2 of the Winterberry Iced wallflower refills. These are 2 Christmas fragrances. I use these in my classroom at work, and they just smell so amazing. Every time someone comes in, they're always asking, what is in your room? It smells amazing. The fragrance notes on this one are iced cherries, juicy orange, and snowy lime. This one was a fragrance I believe that came out last year, and I was super excited to see it in the wallflower refills this year. I don't think they had them in the wallflower refills last year, if memory serves me right. I think it was only in the 3-wick candle, so I was really excited to pick these up. They're definitely more of like a fruity type fragrance. The lime in it I think gives it a nice citrus note too. I also went through the Strawberry Snowflakes wallflower refills. I went through 2 of these. I had these in my bathroom, and they smell so good. This one I would say is actually more of like a fruity sweet type scent, with fragrance notes of juicy strawberry, whipped cream, and iced bergamot. It definitely, you smell all three of these fragrances. It has a really good balance of all of them. Really, really soft. It's not too strong, but it's just enough to smell both like the sweetness from the cream as well as the fruitiness from the strawberry note. And moving on to the next wallflower refill, I went ahead and plugged in my hot cocoa and cream in the living room. It just smells so cozy, and I feel like it's perfect for Christmas. It literally smells just like hot chocolate, and I know for some people it might be a little too much, and I'm surprised that I myself like it, since I don't tend to gravitate towards like purely gourmand fragrances. But this one, amazing, and I definitely recommend. It's one that has been in stores for the last few years, and it is a hit for me. I rate it like a 10 out of 10. Totally recommend you try it if you haven't at least once. And the fragrance notes on this one are decadent milk, chocolate fresh steamed milk, and mini marshmallows, just like hot chocolate. And finally, my last fragrance for the wallflowers that I used is pistachio and toasted vanilla. The fragrance notes are salted pistachios and toasted vanilla almonds. And I must say, I am very biased to anything that has pistachio in it. I really do tend to gravitate towards anything with that note in the fragrance. This one is very gourmand, but it's really, really nice. I feel like the salted pistachio and like the almond note give it more of like a nutty gourmand. Like, I definitely would say it's more like, it's strong. It's more on the nutty side, but you definitely get like that cozy, like, and warm, like, note to it. But anyways, 10 out of 10, definitely would recommend. This is the first time I've seen this in the wallflower refills. I believe in the past I've only ever seen it in like candles, so I was really excited to pick that one up, and I was very pleased and happy that I did. Now, moving on to my 3 wicks for this month, I went ahead and used up my cranberry pear Bellini. I picked this one up actually last year on the Candle Day sale, and I was obsessed with, or actually it might have been 2 years, 1 or 2 years ago, but I was obsessed with this packaging and the smell. It's nice and fruity and just very clean and crisp, which are fragrances that I know that I always tend to go for. It's always a yes for me when it comes to that. The fragrance notes on this one were fizzy pear nectar, sparkling red cranberries, lush apricot, and tart black currant. So there's the bottom of the label for that one. I loved it. I will say the scent, I would probably have to rate it a medium. I did burn it in the living room, which is a larger area, and it wasn't super strong, but it also wasn't very light either. It was just like a nice like scent to smell like for the transition of between like fall and Christmas time. I've already gone through my 'Tis the Season. This one was, I think, last year's packaging, if I remember correctly. The fragrance notes on this one are rich red apple, sweet cinnamon, and cedarwood. I would definitely rate this one 10 out of 10. It is a very high throw. I burned this one in the living room, and you can smell it all throughout the house. It's very cozy and cinnamon and spice-like. Definitely puts me in the Christmas spirit all the time. I love it. The next candle I burned was the mint chocolate chip milkshake. I did this one in the hallway, and this one was really strong. It was a very high throw, had that chocolatey mint fragrance. It smelled exactly like the name, just like what you would think of, kind of like chocolate chip ice cream. And the fragrance notes are vanilla mint ice cream, chunky chocolate chips, and whipped cream. So good. And I mean, come on, that color of that wax was beautiful. The burn was okay. I kind of had some trouble at the end. I think you can kind of see there was like 1 wick, I think, that was still burning, like as I was getting down to like the very bottom, and then the other 2 wicks kind of just gave up. But I mean, I got the most out of it. I was pleased, I was happy, very impressed. In my room, I went through the raspberries and whipped vanilla. This one is a White Bar Neutral this one is one from the White Bar Neutral collection. I believe it came out, this particular packaging, I want to say 2 years ago. And I was obsessed with just like the sleek, like matte, the sleek matte finish on this candle. I think this was the first time they ever brought out the White Bar Neutral, so very impressed with that. This one I had a very clean burn all the way down to the bottom, and it was a very, very strong throw. The fragrance notes on this one are pink raspberries, strawberry vanilla bean, and sugared lemon drops. So good. I would rate this a 10 out of 10. If you have not picked this one up before, I would definitely suggest that you do that. And finally, for my 3 wicks for this month, I burned the spiced gingerbread, and this one I think was 3 years ago, or maybe it was last year. All the years are starting to blend together because sometimes these packagings look a little similar, but this one I would totally recommend you purchasing if you haven't. I didn't see it in the stores this year, but if it ever comes back, I am definitely going to keep my eye out for this one whenever it returns because it is delicious. The spices in this one, it looks like the fragrance notes are vanilla icing, cinnamon sugar, and fresh ground nutmeg. The nutmeg in this smells divine. It's so cozy and spicy, perfect to have on during Christmas time with like a nice fire on the fireplace. Just the perfect like fragrance for cozy time and like on a rainy day. Amazing. For my single wicks, I went through the peach Bellini. I used my single wicks, all my single wicks in the restroom, and this one is just one of my core favorite fragrances, kind of similar to the black cherry merlot in the hand soap. For the candle, I always love the peach Bellini. The fragrance notes on this one are succulent white peach, sparkling prosecco, and sweet orange. So good. I always pick this one up whenever I'm like unsure of whether I want to like change into my seasonal fragrances. I always like to have some sort of core fragrance like champagne toast or peach Bellini or midnight blue citrus in my collection. And finally, my last item for November was a Radiant Sky in the single wick. This is, I think, the second or third one that I've burned. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am a huge fan of the Radiant Sky. Very high throw in both the 3 wick, single wick. The wallflowers are very strong, and so are the hand soaps. I just love it. It's different. I think the lychee note in it is just something that you don't typically smell and you don't usually see as a fragrance note. So very impressed with that one as always. And that concludes my video for today for my November empties. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you liked it, don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below what fragrances you would like me to try out throughout the month of December, what I could review for you guys. And I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Thank you.